far, especially taking out the USA. Australia also unbeaten, a massive win with this man in picture against Kenya. Get them here. Australia last defeated Fiji 2019 Las Vegas. That was an American, so it's been a long wait since then. Fiji hold the upper hand. They've got a 6-game win streak against Australia in recent times. Coached by Ben Gollings. Australia coached by John Manenti. It is the HSBC Los Angeles Sevens, final stop on the series. Cup semi-final number 1. Australia win this game. They win the series for the first time in history. Roach goes high, a massive knockback from Josh Turner. Matt Gonzalez is there for the Aussie Sevens. Great ball to Patterson. That's Henry Patterson, a standout for the men with ball in hand. Gonzalez, slippery customer, gets on the front foot for the Aussie Seven side. Helped out there by Josh Turner that won the restart. Henry Hutchinson, 25-year-old veteran on the side. Dietrich Roach, the top point scorer for Australia, busts free, gets the offload on that far side. James Turner is there. He fires it in the field, but it goes to Fiji. Now they're going to break out on that far side. Nathungo puts his head down. Wasia Nathungo, open space. The chase is coming. And it is Fiji as they fly. What a start in the Cup semi-final.
Oh, and that is rugby sevens at its best. 1 second you think Australia are in. All they need is that final pass. Unable to get it off. Throw a loose pass, and Fiji, if you give them a sniff of a chance, they will take it. Wasia Nathungo better than probably anyone else when there's distance in front of him, and he goes to the length of the pitch, chased all the way into the corner though, so that makes this for a very difficult conversion and could be a moment we look back upon.
No, he leads by example, does the 29-year-old. Became the 6th Fijian to score 100 tries on the series. Full flight, Wasia Nathungo, the Malakati Flyer as he's known. Missed the conversion. It's 5-0. Strong start here for the Fijian side.
So Fiji, I think they got 1 pass, maybe even 0 passes, and they've got a try on the board. Example of just how deadly they can be.
Well, it's been 7 years since Australia beat them in the knockout rounds. That's what a dominant side this Fijian team is. Big hit there, but take from James Turner nonetheless. Roach with a tape around his head. Looking to cut back here is Gonzalez. It's a huge thump, and forcing a knock-on as well. It's Fiji in strong defense.
So Gonzalez making the mistake on the floor, and the Australians just asking the question of the referee over whether he was tipped in a more southerly direction. But Fiji do get the call, and Australia just seem to be on different pages there. Gonzalez trying to cut back, but the players in the breakdown hadn't dropped back far enough, and the Fijian defenders were cutting off that pass, which really took away Gonzalez's options and resulted in the dominant tackle that Fiji had.
Fiji, if they win the whole tournament, there's the coaches going head-to-head. Ben Gollings on the right, John Manetti on the left. 2 of the best brains in the Sevens game. Australia need to finish 4th for Fiji to win the title, so it's still on the line. Jerry Tuwai has a beautiful step, and just like DHL, he delivers. Tuwai for Fiji.
And the crowd go wild here in Los Angeles. There are so many Fijian fans here, and there are few things Fiji fans like to see more than Jerry Tuwai with the ball in hand attacking the defense, and that is a great example of why. One-on-one, just gets his defender going out. Oh, Turner flicks his leg back. It's actually quite lucky that Tuwai's step is so good he didn't catch him, as that would have been at the very least a yellow card. So very lucky for Turner that his trailing leg didn't catch Tuwai, but Jerry Tuwai, one-on-one. There are a few better sights in Sevens rugby.
The top try scorer for Fiji in history, Jerry Tuwai, gets 137 for his country. A vital one as they go up 12-0 in Cup semi-final number 1. The next game that follows New Zealand Samoa will face the winner of this. 3 to go in the first half here at the Dignity Health Sports Park in Los Angeles. The 18th USA 7 is knocked back high. Australia have this through Turner. We'll just play the knock-on advantage.
knock on by Fiji, and I think Australia can finally take a breath after that initial passage of play where they were doing quite well. They haven't touched the ball and they've been completely reeling and on the back foot. Now's their chance. They've got this scrum. They can perhaps set up a breakdown in midfield, try and split the Fiji defense, see what they can create out of that. But for the moment, they need to calm the game down, get into their attacking patterns, their attacking structures, and see if they can maintain some possession and force Fiji to defend them for a few phases.
Well, this is their 5th game each side. Nathungu's down getting attention, so he's not looking good. There's the Fijian flyer, Wesia Nathungu. His father, who's a fisherman, tuning in.
They can make a decision now, please.
Watching in from the islands. Seems to get up to his feet. He's okay. So well supported for Fiji around the globe, particularly here in Los Angeles. And that's the standings right now. You see Fiji 4th, Australia 2. Remember, they take the best 7 of 9 results this year. So Fiji could still do it as well. Their bench. They don't need a bench. They just need some grass to sit on here, and they're stretching, ready to go when needed. The Aussie Sevens. Turner, flat ball to Roach. It's a good line from Dietrich Roach as he gets swallowed up by Yosefu Masi. Josh Turner is there. In fact, it's James Turner. He lays it back. Now it's Josh. Penalty to Australia. Hutchinson taps and goes quickly. Looking for a step here. Josh Turner, no, he gives it wide to Roach. Patterson on the end of this one. Patterson slips through. Oh, that is superb from the Aussie Sevens. And Henry Patterson can do no wrong.
Patterson strikes for Australia just when they need him to. Great bit of individual play, using the switch line as a decoy, cutting between the 2 Fijian defenders. And I think these 2 Fijians were looking at each other like, you've got him, no, you've got him, no. Oh, no one's got him, he's through, and he's in for the try. And exactly what Australia needed. They needed someone to step up, exert some control in this game, get them on the board, and now they can feel their way in. And for Fiji now, they have to respond. Can Australia continue to pair this? We saw they actually got a great big hand on that first kickoff. So if they're able to do the same and retain possession, they'll be in a good place.
Kick stays to the side, 12 points to 5. Henry Patterson bursts onto the scene in Dubai. HSBC player of the final in London when they took out New Zealand in extra time. Sudden death. He's got him on the board finally in the Cup semi-final. Minutes ago in the first half. Dietrich Roach. Points machine. Started playing rugby league before transitioning to Union in 2019. Finds the big frame of Joshua Vakurunabili as Fiji shifted across field. Masi gets it away to Talatholo. Not his best kick. Quick ball for the Aussie Sevens. Roach now. Australia have a clear game plan of picking up the speed against Fiji here. Turner with a lovely right-footed step. Floats it to Hutchinson in midfield. He goes over the top. Josh Turner finds Patterson yet again. Patterson to Turner on the combination and the dive. He's Superman it up. And the try is in. Aussie Sevens. That's an episode of Stranger Things as he went upside down.
And what a fight back it's been from Australia. A few minutes into this game, it was looking like all Fiji, they were bringing an intensity, a physicality that it didn't look like the Australians could match. But all it's taken is a couple phases of play, a couple passages of play in this last couple minutes. And now they're only 2 points back with the conversion to come. Turner with the acrobatic finish. Patterson gets the switch, realizes that there's no gap there for him. But by drawing and passing, Turner's able to jump in, get the very athletic finish.
One of the best finishes you will see on the global stage. Kick just short. That's half-time in Cup semi-final number 1 here at the HSBC. Australia win this, and they win the series. First time they've ever done that since 1999. But Fiji stand in their way. They lead 12-10, kicking off from left to right. Australia jump and knock this one back. Turner outstanding at the restarts. And Dietrich Roach steps off his left. Don't forget, Fiji could still win this tournament. If Australia finish 4th, they'll win the series, will the Fijians. So arrogant outside chance. Roach inside his 22 to set up his captain. Malouf. Patterson is sparked. The comeback and the magic in the first 7. Flicks it up to Malouf. Oh, it's a loose ball. It's gone to Fiji. So dangerous. It's up to Runner. Stepping left, stepping right, going on the outside. Fiji for the line. Malouf with a tackle.
Time off.
might be held up. Confirmation to follow. Let's bring in Sherlock Holmes.
Try it for no, please.
You see here Nick Malouf making a last-ditch tackle. It looks like momentum's going to carry him over the line. The only question is, was he able to roll him up? Oh, his legs in there. Ball, it looks like the ball just touches the ground there. Wow, the finest of margins. The ball looks like it scraped the ground. And Australia, being their own worst enemies at times. The first pass was a loose one that was intercepted by Fiji. The third try, also a loose pass intercepted by Fiji.
Fiji score. A phenomenal effort from the Flying Fijians. A loose ball, and that's what they will do.
And what you cannot afford to do against Fiji is give them possession in a broken field. And Australia have done that twice in this game, and Fiji have made them pay both times. And now, for all their comeback, for all the hard work they did, Australia are now down by yet another try. Still plenty of time in this game, and if you've watched the Australians this season, you wouldn't count them out. They've also got strong guys to come off their bench. Corey Toole's just come on, and he is a deadly runner.
Kick unsuccessful. Felipe Sauturanga has the third try for Fiji, and that is an outfit of note. Full of anaka to those fans and those watching from the islands. Knocked back down, 17-10 the score, 5 minutes to go. Jerry Tuwai, King Jerry flicks it back. Nathungu finds Talatholo. Now jump step on the outside. Talatholo, one hand on the fence. Josefa Talatholo is a flying wonder. Hear the roar. Fiji in for their fourth.
Just hear that crowd roaring in their heroes, and Talatholo goes in for the try. Fiji struck first in this game. Australia fought back. Now Fiji have gone ahead again, and it's on Australia. What can you do in response? They've brought on their subs. Corey Toole and Maurice Longbottom, their deadly strike runners, have both come on the bench, and there's nothing those guys like more than running against tired defenders. So it will be up to them. Australia will look to those sorts of guys. What can you spot? Can you create something? It was Patterson in that first half. He had that individual moment of magic that got Australia on the front foot. Now they're going to need one of their players to do something similar.
It's the kick from Nathungu is inside. 24 points to 10. 2 converted tries away for Australia if they want to mount the comeback here with 4 to play. A lot of time for Roach and his Chargers. Fiji, a side that have won 3 times here. It was in San Diego in 2007 and 2015 and 2016 in Las Vegas. One of those finals, they beat this Aussie 7 side. Maurice Longbottom on the field. So is Corey Toole. Corey Toole, if you need some electricity, he's here. Offsides play.
You're offside.
Quite clear. Toole looking to bring the energy needed for this comeback. Hutchinson. He's tackled well. Fiji fly over this one. Longbottom tries to get this. The pinch is good for Fiji. Are so good when it comes to defending, and a player has a little half gap.
And it's the smallest man on the field, the deadliest man on the field, the player of the decade, Jerry Tuwai, who comes in when his team, Australia, are making that fight back. They're bringing that energy, and Tuwai gets in such a low, strong body position over the ball and gets that key turnover that's going to make it very, very difficult for Australia in these last 3 minutes.
Just over the ball, Jerry Tuwai, the 33-year-old, has what it takes to play at the highest level in 2022. He's here now to throw.
Time on.
Here's coach Ben Gollings, appointed coach in December last year. To the tail, Talatholo is there. He's a tall man. Across to Wathungu. Now wide ball, cutting back in. Off the deck to Tuwai. Mothanathangi loses this one to Sebaloni. Turner has it for Australia. He hoops it downfield, does Josh Turner. He's given away possession though to Fiji with 2 to play. And Jerry Tuwai off the left, holds it up for Sebaloni Mothanathangi. Talatholo in there as well. Jerry Matana gives it away to Tuwai. Fancy feet from Tuwai. And here come Fiji again, looking to step to the halfway line. Knock on is the call. 2 to play. 2 converted tries needed.
Oh, you can barely catch your breath. Both teams giving it everything they've got. Fiji knowing this is the moment. These next 30 seconds or so, those last 30 seconds or so, that's where they've got to dig in and fight and defend this lead. Australia throwing absolutely everything they've got at it. They've spent a whole season doing as well as they possibly can, giving it everything they've got to give themselves a shot at the World Series. And in these last 2 minutes, if they can do something miraculous to come back against Fiji here, they can try and make their mark on history.
Well, last time they met here in LA, 2020, it was a Cup semi-final as well. Fiji won 43-7, a lot closer here. Australia, they put it to the boot. A surprising kick with Toole on the outside, because now Fiji have a chance. This is where they love to play the game of sevens. It's loose, it's ragged, it's Fijian rugby. It's the only way they know. Looking to loop back inside. Temba's there. Rasaku, the smile. Dancing through. Kaminiani, Rasaku. It is scintillating from Fiji. They will go to the Cup final with that score.
Fijian rugby at its deadliest best, pairing together the swerving lines, the offloads, and Fiji have taken the win. And for Australia, if they want to win this World Series, they're going to have to do it in the next one. Two really, really poor decisions for me on the decisions to kick by Australia. With a couple minutes left on the clock, you have the ball, you know you need to score 2 tries. You've got to keep that ball in hand, because anytime you kick, you don't recover it. Everyone's going to question that decision.
Kiss of the ball before it's touchdown from Rasaku, 23 years of age, and destroying people in his wake. Off to the upright it goes. The flags are flying with under minutes to go. 29 points to 10. The next teams to play here in Cup semi-final number 2 are New Zealand and Samoa. The winner will face Fiji. We mentioned Fiji have a chance to win the series. So do South Africa, and so do Australia. Australia will have to win the bronze medal match. Fiji will hope they don't, and they need to win the whole tournament. 40 seconds to go. 2 different tactics from 2 different sides. Australia were looking to speed it up while Fiji slow it down. It's another monster restart. Talatola almost has it. Australia take it here. Toole works his way around the fringes. Little ball to Hutchison. Fights to stay alive, and they get the penalty. But time will beat them in the end. Long bottom. Haven't seen a lot of Longbottom, unfortunately, in this game. We've seen a lot of Patterson, and he has entertained us as he goes in and out. Gets the bump to Henry Patterson. Patterson going in fast-forward motion, but throws it away to Rasaku, and Rasaku will look for the stands and hoof it in to the delight of the whole of Fiji. They will go into the Cup final for the 2022 LA Sevens, and they do it in some fashion. They have beaten Australia in the knockout rounds by 29 points to 10.